Well, you've worked hard your whole life and you've started thinking about what kind of planning you should do at this point in your life. We're talking about estate planning.
And Kevin Kinghorn is here to help. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Well, it's always fun. So let's dive right into it. What is elder law?
Elder law is really helping those people that need long-term care, can't take care of themselves, maybe in home or even in a care facility, helping them to get the kind of care that they need, and also helping their family members to be able to pay for that care and providing resources and support for them.
Okay, so before we dive more into this, I think there's a misconception with Medicare, that if you have Medicare, you're covered for long-term. So maybe break down exactly what is Medicare, and is that the case? Does it cover that long-term care?
So Heather, there really is a huge misconception about Medicare, that Medicare is going to take care of long-term care if I need it. Medicare pays for almost no long-term care services, so it's very limited. What may pay for long-term care is Medicaid, and Arizona's Medicaid program is called ALTCS. It's ALTCS. It stands for Arizona Long-Term Care System. It pays for long-term care, but in order to qualify, you have to meet very strict and rigorous financial criteria and medical criteria, and it's very difficult for many people to qualify.
Well, and that's sort of where you guys step in, right? How do you help people qualify for something like this?
Yeah, so as we meet with individuals, we look at all the different ways that the resources that may be available to help them pay for their care. We look at Medicaid as one option and one possibility. If they don't qualify or they don't meet the test, then we can look at what their situation and how we can help them to reposition things, and doing everything legal. We're not playing games, we're not trying to hide things. We play by all the rules, but to help people get this much needed care and resources that they're so desperately in need of.
Okay, so when you say move things around, I know a lot of people, that's a red flag. Does that mean, I have to sell all of my assets to be able to do this? Is that the case?
Not necessarily. So I tell people it's magic. Mm-hmm. We just kind of make things happen. Well, it's not really magic. It's knowing the rules, knowing what the laws are, and then playing by those. And these are specific laws that are built into the Medicaid system to allow people to do these kinds of things to help them to qualify. So it's not hiding things. It's not playing games with any of it. It's following the rules. But following the rules to help people to pay for this care that is so expensive, whether it's in-home care or care in a care facility. In fact, the average cost of care for long-term care in Pima County is over $80,000 a year. And so it doesn't take very long for people to run out of money, and now we don't have any resources, or the spouse may not have any resources. So that's why helping people to qualify is so important.
Right, and I think you mentioned it a little bit, but what are some of the limitations around the ALTCS specifically?
Yeah, so in order to qualify, your income and your assets have to be below a certain level. And those levels are really very, very low. In fact, for a single individual, we won't go into all the details here, of course, but as a single individual, your assets have to be below $2,000. So basically, you have to be broke in order to qualify. Some people hear about, well, I can just give away assets and that'll help me qualify. No, that won't. In fact, that creates some other problems and makes you ineligible for Medicaid benefits. Mm-hmm. But if you do the right things in the right way at the right time, then you can become eligible without having to go broke. The reason that's so important is Medicaid doesn't pay for everything. And so there are a lot of services that you might need that Medicaid just simply doesn't cover. So if you've gone broke to qualify for Medicaid and you need those extra services, then you're just out of luck.
So Kevin, really when is the appropriate time or the best time, age, to really start looking into this?
So really, the planning should start well before you need this kind of help and assistance. You have to have legal documents and things in place before you need that, so that when you do need that help, then somebody else can step in and take care of you. Certainly, if you haven't done that planning, but you know that you have long-term care needs or anticipate that coming shortly, then don't delay. Sometimes, unfortunately, people come to us and it's too late. They say, Kevin, Dad can't take care of his needs anymore, and I need to handle and take care of things, and can I just get a power of attorney to help take care of that? Well, if Dad doesn't have the capacity to be able to understand what he's signing, it's too late. Now we have to go through a difficult court process.
Right.
So certainly, the earlier the better for any type of planning.
Okay, and there's a lot to think about in situations like these, a lot of terms, a lot of jargon, but that's where you guys step in and sort of help people really understand it. So what is a Miller's Trust, for example?
Yeah, so that's something that comes up frequently. It's just a trust to help somebody qualify for Medicaid. So as I mentioned, if your income is above a certain limit, then you don't qualify. Well, a Miller Trust helps you to get the income below that, so you do qualify. And again, it's built into the Medicaid laws that allow you to do that. As long as you follow and do all the right things, then you can get qualified, even if your income may be above the threshold.
So again, a lot more to this than I think you think initially, and that's where you come in to help us kind of sort through all of that and help us with our estate planning. And so we're going to make sure our viewers have absolutely all the information. You actually have some free seminars coming up that we're going to make sure they know about, because that's a great place to kind of come and ask some of those questions.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of information that we just simply can't discuss right here. The seminars will give you some more information, but we're also happy to answer questions and talk to people and provide information. This is just such an important topic.
It really is. Oh, Jinx.
It's that important.
Well, Kevin, it's always such a pleasure having you on the show. I want to thank you so much for coming on, clearing up some of those myths that we've heard, and we're going to make sure everybody has information to get a hold of you.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Now, the free seminars to learn about the benefits of estate planning are listed on your screen now, so take a look. And for more information, you can call 529-4000 or log on to www.kharizona.com.